This is Lee with Crashtesthobby, showing you a Reaper that I built and flew in one day. We're going to start by cleaning the foam. You can either do that by rubbing a piece of foam on foam, rubbing the two wing cores together, or even shaving it with a razor. Glue the two core halves together with a low temperature glue gun. This is fast and easy. Measure back 1.5 inches from the front of the wing. This is both at the root and at the tips, and then pin a metal straight edge in place. Along this straight edge, you're going to run a soldering iron to cut the slots for your spars. Set the depth on the soldering iron so that the spars will sit in the slot even with the top of the wing. There are both black and white spars. I use black in the video so that you can see what I'm doing. White spars are included in the kit. When you're cutting the spar slots, make sure you keep the soldering iron straight up and down. It's easy to slide off the straight edge and punch a hole in your wing, which I do right here somewhere. You're going to build an A-frame spar structure on your plane, so it is a lot more durable than a single spar system. The back crossbar we're going to install is 10 inches back. The center of gravity will be just behind that at 10.5 back. Because the airfoil shape is more aggressive on the top of the wing, you'll need to cut these slots just slightly deeper so that the spar will fit in. And run the soldering iron along the metal straight edge. I take another soldering iron that has a pointed tip and deepen these slots where I'm going to put the wire angle braces that will hold the spars together. Now on the bottom of the wing, we're going to repeat the exact same process. Measure back 1.5 inches. You want the bottom spars directly underneath the top spars. You can see the tip of the soldering iron and how I've slid it into the iron so I get the exact depth I want. Pin the ruler in place and cut along the straight edge. Measuring back in at 10 inches back. I measure along the front edge so that I'm sure that I've got a straight spar in the back. And since this is the bottom of the wing and the airfoil is less aggressive, it's easier to cut the slot and get the spars in. We're now bending the angle wires that will hold the spars from separating in an impact. Bend them so that they fit into the slot. And make sure they're deep enough that they won't push the spar up out of the hole. I like to start with the bottom of the wing so that the top crossbar doesn't flex the wing. And putting glue into the slot, I press the spar in over the top and use a straight edge sliding along the top to make sure there's no glue bubbles poking up. You'll notice I focus some glue directly onto those wires so that I'm sure that they're glued to the spars. So press the spars firmly into the slot, make sure they're below the top of the foam. And then here we're on the bottom of the wing here, we're trimming this crossbar to length. And once again, make sure I've got good glue on the angle wires, and then press this spar into place. Glue is heavy, so don't use any more glue than you have to, but make sure you use enough that the spars don't pop out. After the spars have been initially glued in, I'll put a very small bead of glue along the top, and using a straight edge, I'll press that in so that the spar is glued to the foam in more area than if I just had glue underneath the spar. We're now going to do the same thing on the top of the wing. And so we'll flip the wing over and make sure that our slots for the angle wires are deep enough. Bend the wires so that they fit and meet the angle. And using the glue gun, I start with putting some glue onto the wires and then glue the slot. And then I repeat on the other side. I really like the A-frame system. It is like an I-beam where the top spars and bottom spars work together to give incredible strength. Now this crossbar is across the airfoil in a way where there's a lot of vertical variation, so I'm pinning this spar in place so that it will stay in the slot while the glue cools. And then using the glue gun, I once again fill up the slot and level it out, but making sure I don't add too much weight. Then I use wire cutters and cut the spars to length. And using a razor blade, I use my fingers as a guide, and I cut a slit that's about 3/8 of an inch deep all the way around the perimeter of the wing. We're going to put a shock cord into this, which keeps the plane from tearing apart in a head-on impact. It also helps keep the plane from having chunks knocked out in combat. Now we used to use CA glue and baking soda in the slot, and I still do on some planes. But there's a new glue called Quick Grip that I decided to try on this plane, and it may be better. We're going to put the shock cord in first. If I was doing the baking soda, I would put baking soda on the shock cord before I put it in the slot. But I put the shock cord through the front end of a pen, and just running the tip of the pen in the slit that goes around, it feeds the shock cord in very well. Almost amazingly well. So after the shock cord is in, I tie it at the nose of the plane. And then using the Quick Grip glue, I fill the slot. And it doesn't take much. But I do this all the way around the plane. For the sake of time, I'm not going to show the whole glue. We're now going to glue the Formica plates into place that hold your motor. Use it with your motor, figure out where that plate needs to be. You'll notice that I have it slid slightly back from the V in the wing so that the motor prop will reach. Put your glue onto the foam, not onto the Formica, or your glue will be so cool it won't stick. We're now going to put extreme tape on the plane. On the top of the wing, I put a strip across the crossbar and 2 strips at the front. On the bottom of the wing, I put a strip across the crossbar and then continue putting tape all the way forward to the nose of the plane. And then I tape from the spar forward around the leading edge of the wing. I do this both on the top and the bottom, and this makes a D-box or a reinforced shell that will protect the plane. And since the spars are back 1.5 inches and you're using 2-inch tape, it will wrap around the front. Not all tape will stick to EPP foam, but the extreme tape will. So trim the tape as needed and video 2 will show you how to laminate your plane. Thanks for watching.